Hello, Sold viewers. Big Ronnie here with another Sold Stay at Home series episode. It's a big difference for us. We normally have people at our dining room table for the In the Spray Room podcast, and it's been really difficult for us as social as we are and social people at Sold. Obviously, we want to get out there and be a part of the scene and cover the scene and see what's going on and report on the great work that artists are doing. But it's hard for us too. So this is our way that we can keep giving back and do what we can from the safety of our homes while we're trying to keep safe and keep everybody safe. So this is the Sold Stay at Home series where we Zoom call interview with artists and show you how they're doing, show you how they're working, how lockdown is affecting them, if they're selling, if they're not selling, who they're locked down with, what they're watching, and everything else. So this is a good time for me to mention that these artists need your help, need your support. You've been a patron of the arts and a fan of their work in the past, so let's support them now. Please go to their online websites, go to their Instagram. The link in their Instagram is usually going to be where they make their money and sell some pieces. Click on it, buy a piece, buy something small, support the artist that you love. If you can afford it, go in for a commission. Take a look at Sold's fundraising piece, which is our Patreon page, patreon.com/Sold Magazine. And with that, I'm going to bring in today's guest. I'm very happy. This is our week 6 of interviews. We've done over 30 interviews, and today we can't be more excited than to talk to Europe's own John Beijer. John, how are you today?
Hey, how are you? I'm good.
Where are you checking in with us from?
From Stockholm, Sweden.
Now, from the reading with the COVID stuff, Sweden is in a very interesting place in between Finland and Norway that are both doing very well with their lockdowns and their protections and their screening, but your country isn't, huh?
Yeah, no, not really. The thing is, Sweden has taken a different path from the beginning, just not doing the whole lockdown thing. Instead, just going out with these rules to stay stay away from each other and stay at home if you're sick, wash your hands, and not so much more. And I don't know if it's better or not, but I think the economy is gonna work better because everyone goes to work as usual. Here in Stockholm, it's a bit. Some people are ignorant to the fact, but most people are being cautious and thinking about what they do, and yeah. So yeah, we'll see in the end what's better, I guess.
So you're unlike most of our guests in that you've been getting out every day and spending time outside of the house, huh?
Yeah, I can go do whatever I want. Actually, go to the bars, but all the bars have put up these screens between the tables, and yeah, they taking precautions, and the the state has also shut down a couple bars that doesn't follow the rules. So they take these things pretty hard, but yeah, I can do what I want, but I have to stay inside as much as I could and not, yeah, just use basic like knowledge, not going to parties and stuff like that.
Now, how is your work being affected at these times? Because it sounds like you're being able to move around, but that doesn't mean that you're unaffected by the times, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, everyone is affected by it, I guess, but it's not so much different for me actually. The thing that has been most different, I guess, is usually I work as a graphic designer um, part time, 2 days a week, and I got laid off that work because of all this stuff, the pandemic. Uh, but I have that job just so I don't need to do all these commission works that I don't want to do. So basically now I'm just taking on more commissions and keeping afloat that way. So uh, yeah, I spend more time at home, but I'm used to stay at home painting anyway. So
Now let's talk about that for a second, because every artist is different, and the way that they treat their commission work is very different artist to artist. So
yeah,
why is it that you do not see, as a graphic artist, someone who's used to working on advertisement and messages and repetitive and getting it out there, why is it
yeah.
that you don't see that for your own work and not just want to take every commission that comes along because there's a dollar attached?
No, it's not that I don't do commissions. I always do commissions, but when I have the graphic design work, when I have that stability with the economic side, I I get to pick and choose what to do, if you know what I mean. I just want to stay away from doing this. Can you paint my girlfriend? Kind of commissions, you know.
Have you gotten to paint my dog yet?
Yeah, exactly. So um, so that's what I mean with that. It's not like I paint any girlfriends or dogs now, but in the long run, maybe I have to.
Got it. So let's rewind a little bit. Let's take it because we see your work, we see the medium, but we see spray paint. So you started out as
Yeah,
a graffiti writer.
yeah. Basically, I had no interest in drawing or painting at all when I was a kid. It started when I was around 15, 16. I started getting into graffiti. I had a couple of friends that was into it, and we started going out at night and doing the graffiti. And um, yeah, that's where it started for me, like the fascination of color and shapes and stuff like that. But it's it's fun actually because my father is an artist, so I saw it all my life. Like growing up, he was working doing paintings and stuff like that. But I never thought it was interesting. I guess it's because I saw it all the time. Um, but after I got into graffiti, I got more and more. I got more and more into the graffiti scene, and after a while, I got tired of just doing the same thing. I don't know how much graffiti you know, but when you paint, it's always like it's not rules to graffiti, but it's like this you're doing the outline, you're doing the bubble background, you're doing the everything is sort of decided, even though everyone does their own thing. You understand how
Yep.
I got kind of tired of that and just wanted to do other things. So I started doing portraits and digitally because I studied graphic design just to just to use my graffiti knowledge for something. And I started doing digital portraits, and after a while I figured I put them together and started doing walls with these portraits. And yeah, instead of just doing letters as a graffiti writer, I started doing other stuff.
What did you first write? What was your first tag?
My first tag, shit, I don't know if I want to say it actually. I'm from a small town in the northern part of
So
Sweden.
you still use it?
Uh, I no, I don't still use my first tag, but I don't know who's gonna see this. I don't.
Right. So let's talk a little bit about your subject matter. I see that comic books are a big source of your work. Where did that
Yeah,
influence come from?
yeah. I don't know. I just always loved the aesthetic, and when I was a kid, I watched all these on VHS, all these Spiderman and all the X-Men and Tintin, you know. Um, and from being a graffiti writer, it's always like if you want the character next to your piece, you always do this. At least me and my friends always did and does this. We just like Google something and we just paint that. You just take something that already exists. So basically, what I'm doing is that, but in a bigger scale and with my own touch a bit more. So yeah, it's basically from that. I guess it's from the graffiti as well. And yeah.
Now, I also see that you do a lot of mixed media with those pieces as well.
Mixed media, how you mean? Like with the acrylic?
Yes.
With yeah. I basically just to be able to sell something. I love to. If I could only paint walls like bigger scale, I would do that. But to have like exhibitions and stuff, you kind of need to have something more. I do prints and stuff, but it's always nice with some with a painting. So I started with acrylics because that's what I could use from my father because he always painted in acrylics. So I borrowed his paints, and but then I started to because graffiti and spray cans is my thing. So uh, I always thought that why not just spray paint this background? It's gonna go like 100 times faster, and I start to mix that and yeah, started to explore a little bit more, mixing my graffiti skills with smaller acrylic paintings.
Now, the couple members of our team met you last year when you came to New York on your first American trip. What was that like?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Actually, it was not my first American trip, but my first trip to New York. Um, but yeah, we met last May. I was there on a vacation with my girlfriend actually, and I started reaching out to anyone basically to get a wall to paint. Just because even when I go on vacation with, if it's with my girlfriend or whatever, I want to make a piece there just so I have something in the city. And New York was, of course, I want the piece there. And I got in contact with this through a friend. I got contact with this girl named Millie. Artist name is OG Millie, and she was doing a project in Clinton Hall, Williamsburg in Brooklyn, uh, painting this big staircase up to a rooftop bar. So I got a spot there, and yeah, I did a Spiderman there actually, and yeah, I met your associates.
What were your first impressions after seeing American media and scenes of New York? You know, what was it like coming to New York for the first time as an adult?
Oh, I loved it. I loved it. Like in Sweden, we are big on American culture. Not least, I am super big on American culture. My actually, my girlfriend often says that I know more what happens there than here, and yeah. So I've seen New York in like movies and series and in from music like all my life. So it was really cool to finally visit, and I really loved it actually. I want to come back as soon as possible.
Now, what do you think do you think that the scene, the art galleries, the way that people get together and go to parties and openings and things like that, do you think that there will be any changes coming out of this COVID epidemic?
Yeah, I guess it's hard to go back to it. I think it's gonna be hard for everything to go back to the exact how it was. I don't know if people gonna hug anymore. No, but I hope it's not gonna be all this digital because it's nice to have happenings, to have somewhere to go and to meet people in real life, not just through phones and stuff. So I hope it's not going to be super big changes, but I think it's in how do you say it, inevitable to do the exact same thing. But yeah, we don't. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Are you the type of person to blend in current events or current personal events into their work, or is it usually the pop culture icons for you?
One more time. I don't understand really.
Do you take news from the headlines or news from your personal life and put it into your work?
Oh, okay, okay. No, not really. Sometimes maybe it's some smaller stuff that you could inter, like you could, if you want to see it, it's there, but um, not so much, not so much
What do you
actually.
listen to while you're working? What type of music do you like?
Rap and hip hop. It's the only thing I listen to actually.
You want to give us some of your favorites?
Oh shit, I listen to all of it. Actually, all my life I've been into like this old school rap, like yeah, Biggie and all the classics. But after a while, I noticed that I can't. It's it's not. It doesn't come anything new from people that are dead. So I kind of, if I kind of needed to find newer acts to listen to as well. So in the last couple of years, I listened to all all kinds of all kinds of rap, from the newer ones to the yeah to the to yeah, everything. But I really like this Griselda movement from Buffalo. Um, that's what I've been listening to a lot recently.
All right, we're gonna
Ben the Butcher and West Side Gun, Conway,
give me your all-time top five.
all time. Um, Biggie, JC, Ludacris, um, Pimp C, and Kendrick Lamar.
Mm, good top five. A lot of East Coasters. We got West Coast Kendrick. I don't know where Pimp C's from. We Midwest probably. Texas.
It's from the South, Texas.
Now, what
So
about
it's all over the place. But it's I think it's always a hard question to like top five of all time. It's not the same that I like my favorites that I usually listen to. So yeah, but
everyone's always got one pick out of left field on their top five. For Erica, she's got Black Thought on hers, and
okay.
I think he would make a lot of top 15s and a lot of top 10s. I don't think he makes a lot of top fives. All time.
No, actually no. But it's not. It's that I think maybe Pimp C is a bigger weird thing to have there, but or Ludacris, but Black Thought is like a classic MC in that kind of way. So if you're a purist, I guess he's up there.
Let's talk about purists. What was your favorite New York City food? What do you like to eat?
Burgers,
Mm.
no doubt about it.
Was there anything different about a New York style burger that you craving now?
um, the thing is with Sweden, we're really big, like I said, on American culture, on any other culture than our own, actually. So we have like going out in Stockholm to find something Swedish to eat. It's really hard. Like, but you can find like all other like Thai food, American like burgers, and yeah, anything actually. And we have a really good burger places here now. Like these guys that takes it super serious. So it's not that super different, but it was really nice burgers. I don't know if it tastes better when you're in New York, or but yeah, I really liked it.
I was listening to Howard Stern interview Jerry Seinfeld this morning, and
Okay.
they had a nice conversation back and forth. And one of the things that Jerry said, the difference between good and great is love. if you don't absolutely love what you're doing, if those burger guys don't absolutely love making burgers, it's just not going to be as good.
Yeah, that's true, actually. 100%.
Now, what do you love painting? What's your favorite thing to paint?
Shit. I guess I guess comic book characters, but it's like I always go into these phases, like and I always go into these phases, and I super into it. Like when I painted that Spider-Man in New York, I was doing I was doing only Spider-Man. My friends and my girlfriend told me like you need to paint something else than Spider-Man. But so right now I'm into painting animals like tigers, sharks, and whatever. But my favorite thing to paint is it's super hard to say, but I guess the comic book characters.
Did you have a favorite Spider-Man artist over the years? Somebody that you liked their style more than anybody else?
I just liked Jack Kirby's, but that's like more overall. Um, I don't really have a no, I don't really have a favorite Spider-Man artist, but yeah, Jack Kirby, I guess.
Yeah, Kirby's a classic. I could see your style doing very well with an Incredible Hulk. Did you ever do him?
I think. Yeah, I haven't actually painted Hulk yet because I don't know. I often use this photo reference for my work because it's like semi realistic, you know.
Hmm.
And like Spider-Man, it's like something you can. I don't need a reference to paint that, but so I never actually did Hulk because I don't want to steal someone's work, if you know what I mean. Like if I do a Daredevil, I can just paint the mask like how I want, and then I can do a reference of like any other guy's face. You understand, like the mouth and the. But Hulk is like, yeah, it's special in that way, and that's why I haven't done it yet. But I guess I figured it out.
Are there any other like that was? I'm sure you have thought about that before. That was a clear and concise thought about it. Is there any other?
Yeah.
Are there any other characters that you know you can't do for certain reasons right now?
No, actually, no, not that I can think of. But the Hulk, I've been asked that question before, just because I painted all these Wolverine and yeah, Batman, all different characters, but never Hulk. So I got it, the question before. That's why I had the answer on lock.
Did you have any travel plans that had to be canceled before the lockdown?
Actually, actually, I was in Brazil this March. I was in Rio de Janeiro, and it was just before all this happened. So when we were there, this lockdowns started happening in Europe. So we didn't know if we were coming home or not. Actually, um, apparently it solved it in week home, but yeah. So we had that planned, and we got to do that. So I'm really happy for that. And we didn't really have any plans yet for the summer. So yeah, it's it all turned out okay.
Did you get a chance to paint while you were down in Brazil?
Yeah, yeah. I painted the wall in Santa Teresa area. It's like in the mountains of Rio de Janeiro. I have actually on my Instagram. I have this wall I did. It's of Doom, also a favorite character of mine.
Victor Von
Yeah,
Doom. Yes, Dr. Doom.
yeah, Doctor Doom. That's like my second favorite, I guess, to paint after Spider-Man, and like the coolest villain of all time, maybe.
You know, it's funny. I saw a meme the other day. It said that the majority of Spider-Man's villains were scientists that were not taken seriously.
Yeah, I guess. That's true. Never
John,
really thought
how
about that.
about John? How about any tips for younger graffiti writers out there? People getting started, finding their style. You know, things because you're working in a couple of different mediums, from spray paint to digital. I'm
Yeah.
sure that didn't come quickly. So, what would you recommend to the younger artists out there trying to find their way?
Like artists or graffiti artists?
Both.
Both. Okay. Uh, I guess like if you start with graffiti artists, what I was told and I think would work for anyone basically is to um, to find something you like and try to duplicate it on paper. Like and after a while, try to duplicate it without looking at it. And after a while, just like expand it to your own. And yeah, start from there. Like copy something. But as an artist, it's like I think it's like two different things almost because like a graffiti artist, then you just it's like not a career in the same way. It's not a work. Like um, as a artist, I guess you just need to do it. It's like learn by doing. That's what I always has been doing with graffiti and this like the walls and paintings. Like my first portrait wall was in Brazil also actually. I was there on vacation for like a month and I got really bored just being on the beach and I found this wall right on the beach that was an abandoned house and I found this what do you call it? Like a store like that sells wood and like carpenter stuff.
Hmm.
They had like yeah they had like 4 or 5 different color spray paint and I just bought them and figure out how to paint a portrait on the wall. Like I tried it and turned out okay, not amazing, but yeah, it turned out okay. And after that, I just tried it more, and yeah, I'm still trying. It's like don't be afraid to try stuff, I guess.
That's great advice. Are you working on anything new during the lockdown? Any new skills that you want to come out of hiding with?
Um, Not new skills, I don't think, but I always try to do more and do new stuff with my work. Like I painted more like acrylics. Like I said, I want to paint outdoors as much as I can, but I painted more, doing more paintings. Actually, I can show you this a little bit closer.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It's my newest painting. Like I said, I'm kind of into painting animals at the time. So this is a Doberman dog that I did. Just finished the other day.
What do his
Uh,
glasses?
Sorry.
What do his glasses say? It looks like some Asian text there.
Yeah, it's Chinese. It says dog eat dog.
Mm.
Like also kind of a homage to Snoop Dogg, like doggy dog. It's a doggy dog world. Dog eat dog. Yeah. And yeah, I have some more here, some unfinished,
Ooh.
also animal and nature themed, but yeah, in my kind of style. I don't know if I can just flip this in some way. I do like this. And this is my a commission I'm working on right now. The Star Wars painting. And Boba Fett, which is turning out quite good actually. If I can say it for myself. So it's like not new skills. I'm just like trying to get better at what I already do and try to explore. Maybe not only paint Spiderman, like doing something a bit more different with animals and I tried to broaden my perspective a bit on what to paint, and how to paint it actually. Um, Still trying to mix acrylics and spray paint. Like I don't know if you see, but on the dog, it's like all the background is spray paint and some stencil work as well on the shadow, and then it's all acrylics. So yeah, I'm trying to be better at what I do, but not really trying out some super new stuff.
Well, John, it's a pleasure getting to meet you. I look forward to meeting you the next time you come to the U.S. for sure. Thank you for letting us in and seeing how you're holding up over there. Not really locked down, so it's kind of a sold stay-at-home series issue.
Yeah.
Kind of not. I'm glad that you're not as restricted as some of us are. Before we let you go, and thank you again for your time, can you please
Thank
let
you.
our viewers know where they can find you online?
Yeah, you can find me at Instagram. It's the best place, I guess. It's my name, John Beijer. I don't know if you're gonna write it somewhere on the description of this, but yeah, it's just my name. And I have a Facebook page, John Beijer Art and Design, and also my website. It's johnbeijer.com. Follow it.
We sure will. Thank you very much for your time today, John. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.